You look at Florida, I mean, it all hinges on a couple of factors. You got Trask, you got Felipe Franks battling it out. Where's the health of Luke Del Rio going to be after his second surgery on that shoulder? And defensively, they take some major losses. They lose Tease Tabor. They lose Quincy Wilson. They lose Caleb Brantley. They lose Morrison on that defense and Davis. I mean, those are huge losses for that defensive front seven. I think Jim McElwain's done a fantastic job, but they're going to have to run the football more consistently. They only averaged 128 yards per game last year compared to his first year there in Gainesville. They were up in the area of about 186 yards per game, and that's why they struggle from a defensive perspective. Lack of inconsistency put a lot of pressure on Austin Appleby.
My thoughts about Florida is that I think Felipe Franks is the guy that everyone wants to win the job, and coming out of spring camp, he looked to be the guy, strongest arm, the guy that's a dynamic playmaker. Luke Del Rio couldn't compete because he was on the shelf. Defensively, Chauncey Gardner won the Outback Bowl MVP against Iowa, had a couple picks in that game, plus a pick six, so as they tried to replace Tease Tabor and, as you mentioned, Quincy Wilson there. Duke Dawson is a guy that got burned a lot at corner for Florida, and they need him to step up and take a prime position on that defense. Antonio Callaway, exceptional athlete, drops too many passes. He's going to have to be a better factor. One thing that has kind of accompanied the misery at quarterback over the last couple of years for Florida has been the offensive line. The offensive line has not been at championship standard to compete with the likes of Florida State and Alabama, and they've really gotten hurt there, and they need that offensive line to continue to improve. It did some last year, but not nearly enough that they need to take on the likes of those kind of teams.